Harambe also gonna say 20. That's what he does me. Let's go. Well, Jumbo friends, my name is Noah, and I'm your safari guide today at Harambe Wildlife Reserve. And as you please remain seated, keep your hands on your headlights inside the truck at all times. Looks like we're going to be introducing into the reserve, and our first stop today will be the Little Missouri Horse. The animal's going to be quite shy and well camouflaged. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled, and we'll see what we can spot. Oh, looks like there are a couple animals that are not too shy at the moment. There's two sailboat stores coming up here on the left. Oh, and the Okapi there on the right. The Okapi there on the right has those striped legs that are very similar to a zebra, but do not let that fool you. They're actually most closely related to the giraffe. That is due to their skeletal structure and prehensile tongue, allow the Okapi to grab on their food. Well, there on the left are the two saddle-boat storks. They are named, of course, for that yellow, saddle-like structure on top of their bill. They're going to rattle and clack their bills to communicate as they do not have a traditional bird call. As you can see, they're quite large. You can reach heights around 5 feet tall with a wingspan of almost 7 to 9 feet from tip to tip, which is almost as wide as the canopy above your heads. The Okapi back there, they are also nicknamed the African unicorn. Due to how rarely they were seen and their strange appearance, they were thought to be a myth. Wasn't until 1901 when Western explorers finally proved the Okapi did in fact exist, but even to this day, they are still a rare sight to see. They are endangered, really due to deforestation and habitat loss, but also due to poaching. Over here in front of us, though, there are going to be 2 different species of antelope. There are some greater kudu, the more gray coats here, which were, and of course the bongo, the darker orange colored coats. Now the bongo, both the males and the females look identical. They both have these deep orange coats, and they both have the horns that are swept backwards to push the bushes without getting tangled. Unlike the greater kudu, only the males have horns. These 3 females do not have any. They're one of the largest antelope species. The shoulder reaching heights around 55 inches tall. There's a black rhinoceros lying down up there on the left. The black rhino is a very special pointed and triangular upper lip, just like the Okapi's tongue. It is also prehensile, and they grab onto their food. The Okapi can. Reach much higher up than any other rhino species that came around the forested areas. And the males can weigh close to 3,000 pounds. As we continue our journey, we'll be coming up to the Safi River, where the animals are aquatic. They do love their water. So keep an eye out for any ripples and bubbles along the surface. Animal to do spot. Down here along the banks are some pink-backed pelicans. Oh, and a Nile hippopotamus along the bank there on the right. I'm going to go with the hippo here in just a moment. But these pink-backed pelicans are named, of course, a very small pink feathering. They'll start growing their backs when it's closer to the mating season. But also colonial nesters, when they do congregate in groups close to 500 individuals and come back every year. Almost the exact same location to nest. It's really important to protect these nesting sites. Keep your eyes peeled along the Safi River here. Hopefully we can see some more of these Nile hippopotamus. They can hold their breath underwater for quite a long time. And this is incredibly helpful for them as well. They can and do swim. Much rather walk along the riverbed instead. Moving very quickly underwater if they choose to. Or the nickname the water horse.
Oh. That's clever.
I'm not seeing any right now at the moment. Oh, there we go. There's one over there on the left. Another one.
Ici. En dessous, regarde.
My friends, the back remain fully seated. It is for your safety. Friends, fully seated at all times. Don't matter what. Now, the crocodiles have extremely strong jaws. They tell where they're going to the area. But despite this, they are really gentle with their jaws. That's not a sign of danger that they're very young enough for them to protect them. We're also going to hold their eggs inside their jaws. They roll around, it'll soften up that eggshell, allowing the baby crocodile inside to hatch a lot more comfortably. They're going to be quite large, so the tails of their nose reach around 16 feet long, which is almost as tall as a giraffe. Now, as we're leaving the Sabi River, you will start to notice the trees will be thinning out. It's ranging in a very different ecosystem known as the savanna, where the animals rely less on the camouflage and more so on their speed. But before we enter out into the savanna, there on the right is the baobab tree. We're going to see some more of these trees here in just a moment out in the savanna. They are incredibly important. Their large trunks hold a lot of water, get the nickname of Tree of Life. But they also earn the nickname the upside-down trees. Their branches look very similar to the root system, and they only have leaves for about 3 months out of the entire year. But now we are entering the savanna, the largest portion of the reserve. You see here just the western half. So let me go over the east in just a moment. Well, greeting us. Looks like there are 2 elands over there on the right. Oh, and a little springbok as well. We'll make our way over to them. Talk about them then. Yeah, they'll be right next to us then. Out in this back corner here. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Oh, actually, we're gonna see if anything's coming out in this back corner here. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Oh, actually, further off in front of us, there are some Hartman Mountain zebras lying down. Here's the younger one. These Hartman Mountain zebras, they actually have 2 new babies that are getting used to the savanna. They've been out and about today. So one of them is lying down here. And the second baby is up there with her mother as well. Oh, and some sable antelope are back there as well. Real quick, those sable antelope lying down back there, they have the symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. They'll be courageous and determined. Give the option, they much prefer to fight back instead of run away. The longhorns are curved backward to help deter any predator from the top of the backs. But these Hartman Mountain zebras, every zebra has their own unique stripe patterns, so each have their own unique fingerprints, and their young can identify their mother's pattern, even a whole group of zebras, which is known as dazzle. And for these Hartman Mountain zebras, the way to tell if they have white stripes or black stripes is actually by the color of their nose. And they have a white nose, they are white with black stripes. They have a black nose, so far all these Hartman Mountain zebras do, they are actually black with white stripes. And we're also passing by a lot of these termite mounds and termite towers, the termite spit, mud, and dung. Creates a very strong cement-like structure that other animals rely on. And elephants have been known to use these as scratching posts. And of course the elands that we spotted as we entered their savanna. And the little springbok here. Now these elands in front of us, they are the largest antelope species, at the shoulder reaching heights around 6 feet tall. They have a very distinct clicking noise in their joints when they're walking around. You hear a lot more when they're larger herds. Helps different